interview students and all those things. So to work in an organization like IU. So that's about me. So let's get into our session exactly. So for our today's session, we have Sri.Vishnu Vijay, an inspiring and enthusiastic person, I would say. So professionally, he's a mechanical engineer, graduated from Amrita, and an MB and MS graduate from University at Buffalo, New York. So currently managing the media and public relations for Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham from the AOC Office, Amrita Office of Communication, Amritapuri campus. And to say about him, he has given several training sessions, numerous training sessions at different leadership camps of Amrita, such as ALTS, Dhruva, many things. And also while he was serving in the Hindustan Unilever previously. So looking ahead for an enthusiastic session from Sri Vishnu Vijay. Handing over to Vishnu. Vishnu.
Namashivaya, I think. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are.
Okay. Can you guys see the screen? Or is there a problem?
Yes, yes.
No, no, we can see.
No
Yeah.
problem, sir.
Yeah. Like, how many of you are here actually in the whole session? Just to under quick count.
74.
70.
Oh my God, that's a huge number. My God. And thank you, Amrita, thank you, Amritesh, and the entire team of Ayudh. Actually, I hope all of you are freshers, right? So you might have already seen a presentation or something about Ayudh and what Ayudh does in Amritapuri campus, and maybe across Kerala also. You might have seen some uh, activities that we do here, etc. Thank you both, Amritesh and Amrita, to give me the first session. I think it's a big challenge for me. I don't know. This is a virtual environment, and I'm also new to it. This is not my style of session. I'm a person who loves outdoors. Okay, try to talk loud. So this is a first experience for me. But then, thank you guys. I think all of you, all 74 or 75 of them who has joined. I think it's a big number to start with. Thank you. So okay, welcome all of you to the Ayudh Sandhya session officially from my end also. I think it's a good decision that you had made, okay? But then I also want to tell a sorry because the reason is this is not the way normally we take sessions, and I don't know how inspirational a session can be when you don't see each other, uh, when you can't interact with each other much. So I have tried my best to include some virtual polls, etc., to know you, to interact with you, to save time, etc. So as we go along this session, it will be a very short session, but then as we go along, we will have a couple of polls, etc., to just to know you a little bit. Okay. So and I request I will share a link in the chat box in the Teams platform, and I would request all of you to click the link. And when I say click the link, and then give me the feedback, and then we will see how all of you respond, etc. So sorry from that perspective that we are not able to directly interact with each other. We are not able to talk each other. So there is a limitation that the COVID pandemic has brought in, and but I think we will try to cover up for that. Okay, and thank you again. You might think, okay, it's over, right? So there is a welcome, there is a and a thank you. So I think the presentation is over. It's not like that. I'm thankful because I think you have taken a very right decision by coming for not just Ayudh Sandhya, but then just thinking about going out of the classroom sessions, and that is something I want to bring in as a topic of discussion in today's session. Thank you a lot, because coming out of the box, coming out of the normal, the conventional, the classroom setup to something that is more dynamic, more lively, more related to the life that you're going to have in your campus, talking to people, interacting with people who are not in your classroom, basically trying to explore those avenues. I think it's a thank you, not as a person from Ayud alone, but as a friend, as a person who has seen so many students over a period of last so many years, and myself being a person who has come through a college education. I know what it means to take that first step, first decision to see, okay, I want to go and join a club, I want to explore what is outside there. And this is a thank you for that, for you guys. And it's also an appreciation also for all of you. So I don't know whether we can clap or we can applaud each other, but then this is a moment for all of you to rejoice, for all of you to at least pat on your back a little bit, so that I feel you did the right, you took the right decision today. I think, like, not just coming here, but then as a whole, trying to explore various avenues. Okay, so now before we start and knowing about each other, there is a very very quick survey. It has just 20 questions, and most of them are multiple choice questions. Okay, so I am just going to give you a small link in the chat box. I don't know if you will be able to view that. Just 1 minute. I hope I am audible, right, to all of you.
Yes, sir.
Just want
Yes,
to-
sir.
Yes, sir.
Did you get the link? There is some problem, I don't know. Can all of you access the link? I don't know. I'm just wondering. Did you guys get the link?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what you
Yes,
guys
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
it's a simple form. It has around 10 simple questions. Lot of things may be unrelated. Just click on the link. Try to fill up the details as much as you can and submit it. And all the questions are mandatory. Complete the form so that we move forward. I will give you just a 1 minute time for all of you to go through it. So it 1 to 2 minutes I think is enough to fill it. It's just 10 questions. So what I would suggest is, if you completed the quiz, if you can just in the chat box itself, you can just write completed. So if I see a large number of people who have completed, then I can we can just move ahead with the session. But then before we get into the session, the main aspect of the session, I think I want all of you to complete this survey.
Yes, sir.
Is there a problem?
What a problem, sir. In the fourth question, there's only 2 teams.
There is, in a final of IPL, you can have only 2 teams. Am I
prefer
correct?
another. Yes, sir.
That is a very nice question. Then. So you guys are very, very fast. I think you quickly reached the 4th question. Oh my God. Thota Bhuvana Chandra is the first person to complete. My God, super fast. Huh? Marashwani, Jayasuriya. My God, you guys are really, really fast. Huh? I didn't know that. So maybe I could have added more questions. Almost 15 people have completed, I think. It's a very, very interesting thing. Tough. It's more than 25 who have completed by now. Superb. Great. Almost 50% of you have completed. I think it'll take maybe 30 seconds more. That's all. Oh, that's good. 50 of you have completed. Maybe a minute more is something like we can wait for. Sorry, that was a phone call from me. I'll just. Wow, good. So, I hope everybody are done, right? Almost everybody are done. Do you want me to wait for some more time?
Sir, can you send the link again, sir? I cannot access it.
Oh, you cannot access. Okay. That's fine. You cannot access the link, so you have to do it again.
Sir, actually, I was disconnected for 1 or 2 minutes, so that's why.
Got it. I have shared it again. I've shared it again. I don't know if you are able to see that.
Yes, sir. Thank you for that.
Yeah. So to continue from where I think we will look into the results maybe in a minute or so. But then before we go into the results, I think so we have done with the survey, and so this is a question. I think it was there in the cues also. How many of you feel bored in your life? And there is a lot of interesting answers that I've got. So before I get into this result part of the survey that we have done, I want to show you a cycle, and this is where we are going to start the whole session. And this is something called the cycle of disengagement. And you might feel, okay, this is a very big word and all that, but then I will make it very simpler for you, very easy for you. See, in your daily life, I want to take you through a couple of cases that you always face in your life. Okay, the first thing is, how many of you on a day-to-day basis, like when you take up the brush and then try to look at the brush and you say, oh my god, this is the same brush I've been using for so many years, and the same thing that I'm going to do every day, right? I have to bath. How many of you feel so bored to wake up in the morning, especially on a Monday, and go to class? So how boring it is sometimes, right? How boring it is sometimes to wake up in the morning and then put your uniforms. I think till now, like even now, I think you will have to wear uniforms in your life. So wearing that uniform, going to the class, seeing the same faculty, and most of the faculties, they don't even sometimes change the dress and all that, right? They see the madam in the yellow sari on Monday, the yellow sari on Tuesday, the yellow sari on Wednesday. The same cycle of people, that is the same friends that you see every day, the same teachers that you see every day, same brush, the bed, the room, the house, everything, right? The car. So there is a kind of boredom that we get used to, right? The same assignments that people ask us to study, the same yelling, the same noises, everything, right? Whatever happens around your life, you would have always felt it sometimes. You need a break. You need something. You need to do something different. You need to do, or at least you want to be out of that space for some time at least, right? That is why some of us then we decide to go for a movie, we go out for dinner, we go to a restaurant with your friends. Correct? You try to always break your routines and this thing, but then you always get bored, right? You might have all felt this thing, and then just look at the second level of disconnect. Sometimes you feel, you look at the father and how many of you have thought, my God, I'm seeing this my father for so many years. He's the same guy, yeah, right? You can of course change him, but then I'm saying the kind of boredom that you get by the kind of questions that your father asks, the kind of questions your mother asks. Whenever you want to go out, there is always a doubt in her mind. What is he going to do? And if you ask for extra money, and then there is a lot of questions that get asked. You want to buy something, is the same kind of questions and questions that you get from your parents, and same thing your teachers also. You in between class, suppose you want to just go to the bathroom or restroom, your teacher is always doubtful, right? So sometimes you feel, why is she always doubtful to me? And you get into that same situation, the same cycle every now and then. And sometimes you feel bored also, right? The kind of roles that you play in your life as a student, as a daughter or a son, or even as a citizen, right? You see the same damn politicians, the same kind of things that they talk, and the same kind of trying to fooling us, and the same kind of strategies to win elections, get your votes. You and the same kind of news readers in the newsroom, the kind of noise that they make out there. You see all that, and you see some kind of a disconnect, right? You get some kind of a boredom. You feel maybe this change, right? There is a difference in the way we do things. Same manner is with your friends also, right? You come into a friend circle. You know the kind of friendship. Of course, everybody loves friendship. At the same time, there is always a disconnect also with your friends. If you see, oh, why is this guy? He has been with me for so many years, and why can't he understand me? There is always that question, right? Why is he not able to understand me? And every time something happens, and this is the way this guy reacts, and he doesn't trust me. Sometimes you have always felt that in the class also. Sometimes you will have some guy in the class, okay, everybody decides to, I'm just giving you cases, okay, so that you understand. Everybody decides to bunk the class and go for a movie together. There will be always a guy who comes and says, okay, no, that is not correct, we have to attend the class, we can't bunk, I will go and tell to the faculty. So there is always a guy who is always going away from the group, and then you want to plan for a picnic or a tour or something. Like, you would have experienced this. Somebody who is not connected with the group, somebody who is not connected with the team, and they create a problem for you, and then you feel a disconnect with those people. And similarly, you also feel a kind of a disconnect with your college, your school. Why is the school always like this? Why is the college always like this? Why is the friendship and family as a whole like, okay, why, these are all institutions, these are all organizations, or in future when you go and work somewhere also, you will find the whole organization to be boring at some time, and then you quit your job and then try to see. If you see, there is a huge cycle, and this cycle of disengagement based on various reasons, right? And you always try to get bored. If you actually look at it, you will get bored because of any of these four things, and boredom starts from any of these things. At the same time, and the reason why I want to take it up is, at the same time, you will always see there are so many people in your life who are not like that also, right? So who are not like that also, who has so much of energy, so much of enthusiasm, has no time for all these things, no time for complaints, no time for anything else. But then they keep on doing something. Then they we have seen such people, right? If you know about somebody like Abdul Kalam, you would have heard that this is a guy who doesn't even sleep when he wants to achieve something. He wants to send a maybe the first time he launched the Agni missile, right? The first SLV project, as a first SLV project director. So when he launched it, he didn't sleep for months. Okay, that is the kind of guy he is, and everybody under him also did the same thing, because he's so inspirational, so energetic, and no time for boredom in his life. Okay, not disengaged with any chance. So you have people like that also. And if you have heard about somebody like Elon Musk or Steve Jobs and so many such people, and even to the matter like many of the politicians like Narendra Modi and etc. Like they don't sleep. They 19 hours, 20 hours they work. I'm not being political here, but I'm saying because just as a person, how can you work for 20 hours, 21 hours every day, 365 days, 40 years, 50 years, not getting bored? Okay, that whole, how can some people live like that? And some of us at least might have experienced some kind of a boredom in your life, right? So I want to explore this aspect of all of us, right? So before this is the agenda of this session. So this is uh, the kind of the question that I want to answer through this particular. Before I go into this next part of the presentation, how many of you want to see the results of the survey? Okay, so I want to. 62 people have responded so far. How many of you can see the survey? See this? How many of you can?
Yes, sir, we can see it.
Can you see
We
this
can see it.
survey result?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You want.
Oh, you saw the survey result?
Sir, now we can't see, sir.
Oh, you just
Now
saw
we
a.
can't. We
Now
have a
can you?
glance and
Oh, you just had a glance. So this is the survey result. So 62 people have responded. Which region are you coming from? So almost it's a huge number of people from Kerala, and of course uh, some 15 of them from Andhra and Telangana put together. It's 20%, and one each from Tamil Nadu and Kerala. I just wanted to know, and it is amazing actually to see the kind of feedback here, because I just wanted to know. This is a generic question, and it's good that you have views. You have political views. It is very important, I think. Being in Ayudh and being in this kind of platforms, I think it is very important that you know what is happening. Very good that all of you had some positive. I think this is all about positivity. We really don't know what these two people are going to do for India, but then of course you are people, I think, who have a lot of positivity and a lot of expectation. And this is very interesting. 28, that means almost more less than 50% of them believe that Mumbai Indians are going to win, and almost 30-35% of them believe Delhi Capital is going to win, and 14, that is almost 30% of you don't even 30-25% of you even don't watch IPL. That is very very interesting. I thought at this age most of you would be hooked into IPL, and that's the reason why I asked this. Good, that's a very interesting team. uh, what percentage of your time do you feel bored? So I can see majority of them less than 50%, but still, if you see that 1 to 25%, there are almost 50% of them. And if you see there are only 4 people in the whole group who says I never get bored, and there are 2 people very interestingly who says I always get bored. This is something very important. Now you have to put this graph into your heads throughout your time here in Ayudh and anywhere. Like, see, there is always going to be some people who are never going to be bored. The inspirational guys, the people who are going to drive things, they're very very highly energetic people. There'll be a lot of guys like that. In fact, if you see the graph, you have more than 50-60% of them who are in that category. The 25% and less kind of category, they're very inspirational, very very self-motivated kind of people. Okay, and then you can see other half also. So when you look at any of these kind of our platforms, and going forward we will discuss this a little bit also, see that irony, see the difference. No, there are half of you who feel that they are bored, and that might in their life as a whole, that's the reason why they are coming. So if you being with somebody like in a group of friends or in a circle, if you can give positivity to somebody, if you can make them happy, if you can make them if you can just respect them, if you can just give some value to those people, I think they will be less disengaged from their life. And that is the best thing you can do. Just giving them helping, and just supporting them, just giving them a space is itself a big thing that you can do by coming to groups like this. And people who are inspirational should take that lead, and then and create an environment for others also, so that everybody gets benefited. And the goal is to bring all of them into that red portion. If you see the red portion of it, okay, so that's the agenda. And very interestingly, what percentage of your friends are highly self-motivated? So this is a reverse of the same question. The reason why that same question was asked in two manners, because one was about you and one is about what you feel about others. So if you see, very, very interestingly, everybody feels now, I said 50% of them felt that less than 25% of time you are less bored, right? So that is my own perception about me. I feel that I am not bored, right? But then when I ask about others, okay, when I ask about how are your friends, so you can see there is a small difference here. The difference is 19. If you see majority, now in this case the majority of them, you feel all it's not as same as earlier. But if you see 75% of my friends are self motivated, that means here there is 9 and there it was around 32 plus 4 36. See, just see the reversal of it. So when you have 50% of them feeling that I don't get bored always, or at least for 25% of the time. When I ask about my friends, you believe that only 75% of your friends are self-motivated, just the opposite of it. So there is an irony here. So what you actually think you are may not be what others think you are. That's the whole idea that I want to say. So you think you are self-motivated, etc., but maybe others do not think you are not self-motivated. So there is always a gap in the perception. Okay, so the whole idea is to give you an understanding about what others feel about you in general. So see the difference in the numbers here, just to give you an insight. Okay, now this was a very, very important question, and just wanted to see what do you think are the most important skills of a leader. And it would have been ideal if all of you had filled everything. I don't know if everything is correct, or if something is not good for a leader. I don't know if there is anything like that. But then as a whole, if you look at the couple of things that stand out in the whole thing is decision making. As a group, when you say it is decision making that is very important, and then your group feels that determination and courage is very important, and having a vision is very important, and then having communication skills are very important. So you said 4 things are very important, and then there are 2 more things which you say next big things are, I think, selfless and compassionate and being humble, etc. The other things you have not, many people have not voted, but then majority of you think decision making, determination and communication skills are going to be the most important things when it comes to being a leader. Okay, so this is a point when I need to take a pause on the survey results, and I want to go back to my presentation a little bit. Can you now see the presentation again? Are you guys able to?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Are you able to watch the presentation now?
No, sir.
Actually,
No.
no, sir.
Okay, so 1 minute. Okay, how about now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
This is just how many of you know about something like Fortune 500 companies, right? These are the big companies. Again, putting a Modi's face here, don't think that I am a Modi supporter. It's not like that. I'm just giving you an image because these are all the Fortune 500 CEOs with the Prime Minister. Just to give you a perspective, okay? These guys are highly, highly influential people. See, it's not that they are sitting with Modi because they want to sit with Modi. It's not like that. It's because the Prime Minister wants them for the country's growth. So you can see these are all the amongst the Fortune 500 companies. Many of them were invited, and it's the Prime Minister within. See the importance of these people. That's what I was trying to show you. And these are all rich people. They are one of the most successful people in the world, and they drive one of the largest organizations in the world. And then they sit along with the prime ministers of the country, presidents of the country. They dictate terms sometimes, right? So they're very, very powerful people. That's what I was trying to say. And it is more for countries like India and all that to have them invest in in our own country, right? Because they are very important when it comes to the country's future. So just Harvard is a very important university, as you guys all know, and they are one of the best business schools in the world. So they went and did a survey on the CEOs of all the Fortune 500 companies. So the whole question, there was only a single question, just like you did a survey today. It was a simple question: what are the skills needed for success? Very simple question. They are accomplished people, highly successful people, very rich people. They asked what kind of skills are required, and just wanted to tell you all the things that you selected in that were there. But one thing that was missing is hard skills. And I had given you an option to add a option also so that you could add something, right? Hard skills is nothing but what you learn. How many, if you're mechanical engineers, if you're electronics engineer, if you're computer science engineers, that is your hard skill, right? So you have come to Amrita University, you have joined for a program to do what? For to get a career, to get a degree, to learn something, right? So don't you think these things are, and just see, all the other things are there, but then the hard skills are, don't you think that is important for success? Don't you think that, and that should be the reason why you have come all the way and then taken a course, taking a very important degree and then doing all these things, right, in your life. And that's to learn something, right? So the hard skills is all about that. So if you see, this is Harvard's finding. Very, very interesting finding. You see, 20% of people only felt that hard skills are required. Now, you have come here, I'm just telling it very importantly because you have come to Amrita, you're paying so much of fees, you're going to take it, you're going to spend 4 years of your life to get 20% of your skills. And 80% of the remaining skills, that whatever you selected and you felt decision making is important, you felt vision is important, you felt communication skills are important, you felt all that and you selected all that. The CEO says that is 80% of the skills required for you to be successful. And you are going to spend all of your life, and this is very, very important. See this, 90% of your time, just look back at your life. 90% of your time that you have spent is sitting in a class and doing something and learning something. Who taught you all these life skills, all the other skills that we listed above? And how are you going to get those skills? Do you think getting into a class and studying computer science can give you life skills? I don't think so. And that is where activities and clubs and platforms like Ayuth has a huge, huge role to play. And this 10% of the time, at least 10%, that's all that we give. This is an honest fact. That's what they say. Harvard feels only 10% of the time is what we invest into what we actually need in your life. That is 80% of what is going to determine your success. And you spend 10% of it. Just see the irony of it. Just see the absurdity of it, right? Just see that. And just think, what is it that you want to do in your life just to improve yourself, just to be successful in it. Everybody wants to be successful. I am 100% sure there isn't going to be anybody who would say, I don't want to be a successful person. Nobody is going to say that. But it is about doing the right things to be successful. And what is it? That's what I said here. Okay. So how can I learn these life skills? As I said, platforms like Ayuth, platforms where you can collaborate, platforms where you can actually do something, and you can then you need to be in touch with me. You need to break the barriers and go and interact with people outside your classrooms. You need to be in a position to talk to the dean, to talk to the principal, to talk to your father, to talk to your mother, influence them positively. Talk to the prime minister if possible. I'm saying influence everybody, whomever you can interact with, to increase the interactions with as many people, influence as many people as possible. That is when you become a leader. That is when you become successful. That is when you have a potential to improve the lives of others also. At this point of time, I want to go back to the survey a little bit. I know we have less time available. Then I want to complete the survey and just come back to this again. But just see the irony of it. That was the reason why I wanted to show you this. And just see, all of you felt this, and there are so many people who said others. Only 4 people felt the need to add one more component into the survey, into the results. And I don't know how many of you has written technical skills as an important thing. See, none of you actually care about it. Honestly, when it comes to success, none of you actually. But I am not saying that is not required. In this generation, of course, that is going to be a mandatory thing. Okay, if you do not have that skill, you are not going to be successful at all. That is going to be there. You need to be smart. You need to know your area. You need to know the fundamentals. That is there. I'm not debating that part. But then everybody will be like that. And then how are you going to be marching forward? It is only based on your other skills. Okay. Now there are very interesting questions that I asked. Are you a leader? 20 of them felt I'm a leader, and 10 of them felt no. Do you see yourself as a leader? No. That means it's all about confidence also. It's all about whether people may not even want to become a leader. That's the whole point. So that's, if you ask me whether it is okay or not, the problem in this is, now you see all these skills. I have a question for you. Suppose there is an honest, sincere sweeper in a street. Every day morning, 4 o'clock, he wakes up, goes to the street, cleans the street, takes the waste from that street and disposes it correctly to the place where he is supposed to put it, segregates it, sorts it, and when he sees somebody spitting on the floor, he goes and talks to that person, counsels that person, or then whenever he goes and go to a house and somebody gives a baggage of waste without being sorted out, somebody sees somebody throwing in the floor, he goes and talks to them, he convinces them, he inspires them. Isn't he also a leader? Isn't only Narendra Modi or Trump or Joe Biden or Kamala Harris or Rahul Gandhi, are these the only guys whom we think as leaders? Or are there people beyond them, or Sachin Tendulkar or Virat Kohli, I don't know, MS Dhoni, or can we say, or all the business tycoons like Steve Jobs and Iokoka and all the great leaders, right? All the great people, they are also leaders. But I'm saying, can a sweeper be also a leader? Now the pandemic came in. Can a simple nurse in a government hospital or a PHC in a remote tribal village, can she also be a leader? That is the question. Aren't these set of skills applicable to them also? Don't you think a vision is required for a sweeper? Don't you think a vision is required for a nurse? Don't you think a vision is required for anybody down the line? A simple policeman standing in a traffic police who is standing in a road, don't you think he needs a vision? Don't you think he needs pride? Don't you think he needs determination and courage to do his job correctly? Or isn't only the DGPs and IPS officers who needs all this? Is it always like that? That is the question that we need to think. So as a student also, just being a student, just get it to yourself, guys. I think you need not mark yourself to be in the no section. I will never accept any of you to put in no in your that. You are a leader. Just understand that. You are born into this place, this world, you have to be a leader. There is no question about it. It is all about that. Okay? And about being, the concept of leadership is not about being the Fortune 500 top CEO. It is not about being the prime minister or the chief minister of the state. It is not about being the captain of the Indian cricket team. It is not just about that. It is about being a very normal person, but as a leader. So see this, who has inspired you the most in your life. See that majority of you, my father, my mother, 2 important people. I think you are all with them now, but then see the importance that you guys have given to that, and see that ordinary people, 5. Very, 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 very interesting to see this. Very, very interesting to see that all of you actually believe what I just said. That it is not just the celebrities and the politicians and the bureaucrats and all of that who are going to be the leaders alone. Then everybody can be a leader. A mother is or must be, and a father has to be a leader. A teacher has to be a leader. On the contrary, this insight also gives me a feeling. See, when people don't put enough points to my teacher, it is actually a sad thing for the country. There aren't enough inspirational teachers anymore, or we need to improve the level of inspiration or leadership in the teachers also, so that more people feel that I need to add my own teacher also into the list. That kind of rigor has to come everywhere. And see the sad aspect of politicians. See 66 or 64 people, random people, and they feel that politicians are not great leaders for you and they have inspired you. See the condition. They are powerful, they are extremely powerful, but then they are unluckily not being considered. But then if you see the kind of attention, the media attention people get, the kind of uh, uh, details that these people get. So I have listed out some, just going through some of the names that you've said: Ratan Tata, Bill Gates, Roger Federer, a lot of people. So I fully agree that these are all great people, no doubt about it. I don't. These are all great people. They have fought through their lives and come out and been successful. You can see so many APJ Abdul Kalams, 5 already. So looks like APJ Abdul Kalam has the, in just a fast glance, I think a lot of people has voted for APJ Kalam, and that is there. If I would have added his name, most votes would have gone to him also. Very ordinary person, coming from a very remote village and inspired so many people, right? So what I'm trying to say is, it is not just about, it's not just about becoming Fortune 500 CEO or as a celebrity to be considered as a leader. It is about ordinary people like us, as a student, as a faculty, as a member of the community, having been to the Ayudh group, as an Ayudhian. We all are leaders, and that is something you need to get into your head and into your hearts also. That's what I feel. Just wanted to, this is the idea of contribution. I don't want to get into all of this, but then I feel that being in Ayudh, being with this community, and this community, I have been with this group for so many years now. So I know the kind of difference that it has brought into so many of our ideas. The way, very, there are a lot of stories to share, but then I don't know if I have the time to share that. But then, believe me, as a coach, as you progress along the journey, you will meet so many inspiring people. You will interact with so many of your alumni who are outside now, and you will also get to know their stories and understand what kind of difference have they made to the community, the world, the country, etc. And as normal people, as very ordinary people, how they were able to bring difference to others, how they were able to show the leadership qualities that we listed. And just to give you that reminder, it is not just about sitting in a class and mugging up a lot of things. It is also about doing things outside the scope of the class that can touch the very bottom of the society, that can affect just the person sitting next to you in the class or in the group, or maybe a person in the next class. How you can influence them, how you can improve their life, how you can give them happiness. That idea of bringing a difference to others, that I think is very important, and that is what is going to give you and teach you those life skills that Harvard and all the big guys say that is extremely important for you to be successful. And just believe me, it is not about being the most successful person, most richest person to be the most successful person, or more powerful person to become the most successful person. It is about being maybe sometimes very down in the pyramid, and then still your ability to make a difference to others is what actually gives you the power of leadership, and that's what makes you a leader. So I don't want anybody in life to ever say that you don't want to become leader or you are never going to become. Never even think like that. You are already a leader. You took the first step to come for this session. That itself shows that you have leadership skills. Your ability to know something, that inquisitiveness itself is about leadership, your ability to sit patiently for my session, that itself shows a lot of your commitment, and that also shows that you are going to be leaders of future. I have no doubt about it. Okay, just believe me, I have no doubt about it. And Amritesh, I just want to ask you, just how do you wanted a small assignment for them? I have prepared it. So how do you want me to share it now, or do you want you to share
Yes,
it?
yes, you can share it right now itself.
Yeah, so I don't know whether we have time. I think in a
Yes,
minute, it's the last slide. It's about a small assignment that Amritesh Shettan said we need to give you. It's a very, very simple uh, activity. It's not going to be very complicated. Uh, I know all of you know how to make a PowerPoint presentation, right? So I don't think you guys have any problem in using the technology, using PowerPoint presentations, etc. So create a 5-slide PPT or a 3-minute video. So whichever is convenient for you. I'm going to give you that freedom. I know you guys are the guys who live in the age of new age media and videos and Instagrams and all that, right? So you guys know how to use that. Either you can make a PPT or you can make a 3-minute video. And the whole idea is to come up with an inspirational story of a well-known personality, not somebody who is from your family or your friends, like not mother. And I know all of you consider them as also inspirational, but then I want to come make bring come up with something that is inspirational of a well-known personality. Now, when I said well-known personality, it is some. I need to correct it here a little bit. It need not be. It need not be somebody like Shah Rukh Khan or MS Dhoni. It doesn't matter. It need not be a person of national or international fame. It doesn't matter. The reason why I put that is because you need to have some of their images or something to be included in the PPT. That is the only reason why I put that. So it can be, ideally, it can be a person, as I rightly said, about a person whom we said like a sweeper in the road or a nurse in a remote tribal village can also be part of it. But then I need at least 5 images. So to get 5 images for somebody like that will be very difficult. Why I wanted 5 images is to give the continuity, to give you, to tell a story and to communicate it better. I think we need couple of images of that person. So somebody who can be locally famous also, somebody who has been covered already in a media or news or anything is also fine for me. It doesn't matter. But it should contain a story from their life, how an inspirational story from their life, and how that story has influenced you. That is the whole message. Okay, and you need to add images or videos of that person or that personality. So that, and then send it to the IU team. So that's the whole idea. I think the whole activity will not take much time. It will help you do some research about some interesting people out there. It will also help you to improve your communication skills and narrate a story, share a message, and that is very important. Yeah? Okay, so that part is important. And don't forget to add the uh, your name, etc., in that slide, and just share it to the team. Okay, I think this is basically as an activity for you, and this will help you because as you go along, you will have to create a lot of PowerPoint presentations. You will have to create your own. You will have to be equipped to take sessions if required and things like that. So I think this is just a start. And if you have any difficulty anytime, okay, take help from people, learn it. You can go to YouTube and learn it. It's about learning something new. So I hope it will be really helpful. Okay, and that's all. I think I just wanted to share something with you. And I don't know how inspirational this is, and the medium and the technology. I don't know whether it was really helpful for you, but then I believe in whatever I said, and I honestly believe whatever I said, and I've seen through my life, whatever small it is, that these things really matters. And these, as being very, very normal people, also we can be leaders and we can influence and inspire others. Okay, and over to Amritesh and team. And thanks a lot for listening. Thanks a lot for patiently listening. Thanks a lot for giving your views, your survey, your results, everything. I think it's very, very interesting. Okay, and thanks a lot. Nashaya. Bye.
Vishnu sir. Actually, frankly speaking, it was really, really insightful. Not just after every session we used to say, "No, thank you for that insightful, enthusiastic." Not like that, but it was really, really insightful, Vishnu sir. Because especially because during this pandemic period, when you phone someone of your near dear one, how are you? Oh, I'm bored at home. I don't know what to do. So that perspective thought you have changed. You have bring in a lot of different perceptions in that, and also lighting on the importance of life skills. And it's not just money or fame makes you a leader, but a small good life skills which makes you a leader. Thank you so much for sharing those insightful thoughts. And we are very glad that we looked upon you for our first session also. Thank you so
I
much,
think it
Vishnu.
is an honor for me. It is an honor for me to be part of the first session. I think thanks a lot, Amritesh and Amrita, both of you.
Thank you so much. So, to all the students, uh, please do the assignment which Vishnu sir have given you. I'll put a general instructions and also to the email ID which you have to send the your assignments in. So all this adds to your points, your attendance, your assignments, activities adds into your points. So just note that, and it doesn't take much time. So you have 1 week time also to do it. So that's it for today's session. So we'll be updating you about the next session and details in the group. It's probably around next Monday will be your next session, but I'll make it sure and put the correct details into the group. So thank you everyone for eagerly sitting and listening patiently to the sessions and all the details. And thank you, and Namsvaya.